We should do a spinoff.
I think that's a great idea.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. I mean, because all the good groups spin off, right? I mean, Michael Jackson spinned off from the Jackson 5. George Michaels left Wham, right, and did his own thing, right?
I mean, can't forget about that one.
I mean, there's so many. I mean, so it's the Jodie B and Lonnie G show. We spinning off.
We're spin, spin, spin.
But I mean, well, we'll come back together every now and then for a reunion show.
On our way to get an EGOT.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah. I think the fans need this. This is what the fans need. All 7 of them.
Yes. All 7 of them.
We're gonna roll with it. I'll start the process. I'm sure there's some paperwork I need to fill out so that we can actually leave. I mean, the rest of them won't read it anyway, so it's no big deal. Hello and welcome to Disney with the Ducks, or like we now know it, the Jodie B and Lonnie G show, right? Yeah, yeah. All right, so welcome guys to another exciting episode of the Lonnie G and Jodie B show, or Jodie B and Lonnie G. Your 2 favorite ducks, of course, Jodie B being number 1, and then Lonnie G coming in a distant number 2. This is episode 220. We're part of a new series that we're doing. It's a deep dive into the Disney resorts. And this is my favorite resort, basically, Animal Kingdom Lodge, right? So before we get started, if you like what you hear, we only ask that you go into your podcatcher of choice and give us a review. Love to hear what you guys think about the show. If it's negative, please mention Gene by name, mention John by name, mention Jeff by name. If it's positive, of course, it's going to be Jodie B, and coming up on our coattails would be Lonnie G. So 5 stars, please, if you don't mind. If you have anything that you'd like to hear us record about, or what's the next resort we should cover, please let us know. We value your comments. We covet your reviews, and we thank you guys for following along. So, Jodie B.
Yes, sir.
Tonight, we're going to talk about Animal Kingdom Lodge. You stayed there recently with a Lindsay B trip, right?
I did.
And of course, that's my home resort, DVC. So we love it. And I can't wait to talk about it. So Animal Kingdom Lodge, guys, just to give you a little bit of a summary, because of course we are, we're fair and unbalanced. We give the news and news that you can use. So it is a Walt Disney Resort, of course, where you can stay in the African setting and watch wildlife from select views. And those are specifically savanna views. So the key highlights that we're going to talk about tonight at Animal Kingdom Lodge, there are actually 2 sections, right? There's Jambo House. It's more centrally located within the resort and close to a lot of the guest amenities. And there's the DVC side, which is Kidani Village. Often it's popular because it has more village feel and has many more Savannah view accommodations. Now, of course, over at Jambo House, they do have a DVC section as well. But if you want the 2 bedrooms, 3 bedrooms, you have to head on over to Kidani to really get those. So, of course, like we said, Savannah views, wildlife watching. Many of the rooms face the animal habitat. You can see giraffes, you can see zebras, you can see all kind of animals, wildebeest. I mean, I still haven't seen a monkey holding a lion off a cliff, but I'm sure it's there somewhere. I'm sure. It's just that we haven't saw it. So, Jodie B,
yes,
with
sir.
that being said, okay, last time you went to Jambo House, no, you were at Kidani.
I was at
right?
Kidani.
Perfect. And you were in a updated room, right? Because it's going through a refurbishment. So it used to be dark and moody colors, but I think, Lindsay, and if you guys haven't seen it, please go back into our YouTube channel and you can see her review, and she did a room tour. What do you think? What do you think about the new rooms at Kidani Village?
I would give it 2 thumbs up. I love the new rooms at Kidani Village. They brighten them up quite a bit, so they still have that really cool feel to them. You know, they're not throw up Disney in your face, but there's some little Disney touches. But they did a lot to brighten them up because I have stayed at the in Jumbo Cash on a Cash stay. Gosh, back in I don't know, maybe 10 plus years ago. And those rooms are dark. The
Mhm.
lighting was dark, the bathroom was dark, everything was dark. It was really hard to get ready because everything was dark. But they've really, really brightened them up, and I think they did a great job with the refurb. Very impressed with them.
Yeah, good deal. Well, look, you heard it here first. A Jodie B review. So overall, if you look at Jumbo House, about 390 hotel rooms, give or take. Kidani, 250 to 260 accommodations. Those are DVC villas. Like we said, you have 2 bedrooms. And the grand 3-bedroom, which is 2 stories, has a pool table, great views, big windows. I mean, come on now. Can you ask for anything more than that? But I tell you this.
Yes,
What can you ask for?
I could ask for someone to pay for it for me.
Well, yeah, I mean that would be the case. Yeah, I would definitely take that. And I've stayed in the 2-bedroom, I've stayed in the 1-bedroom, I stayed in the studio. Never that grand one. I mean, number one, I guess you got to be like balling in the points. But I'm usually point deficient. I guess the better way of saying it. I just need more points. I don't know. I don't know. I mean, maybe I can get one night, but then again, I wouldn't want to leave the room, which is okay because there are so many things to do over at Animal Kingdom Lodge. So look, Jumbo House is a little bit more central, right? So let's talk about the dining options. So there's Jico. It's called the Cooking Place, upscale African-inspired menu, grilled meat, seafood. You have more of a fine dining feel, right?
Mhm.
And then, of course, there's Boma. Now, there was a review of Joey B at Boma last time, right? Did you go to Boma?
Chico.
You went to Jico.
Yeah.
Okay, let's pause right there. Jico, I know you went. What are your thoughts on Jico?
I absolutely love it. Now, okay, let's start off by saying it's a signature restaurant. So
Mm,
same level, same price point as Flying Fish or Narcoossee's or Citricos or Topolino's, like that same quality and same price point. I want to be very clear about that. This is not an inexpensive meal,
mm,
um, but the vibe is really awesome in there. Um, the the menu is not huge, but it's interesting. And what I appreciated the most is if there was something that seemed a little scary to you on the menu, they were able to tone it down a little bit for your taste buds. So, for example, our friend Beth, who was with us, didn't want the accompaniment to the lamb or steak. I forget which one we got. But anyway, they substituted out mac and cheese for her. So, if like I like to try all the interesting things, but if you're a little scared of some of those, they're happy to make some modifications for you.
ah, and they do have a large selection of African wines as well, correct?
Phenomenal selection of African wines. And again, I asked our server, they recommend pairings like on the menu, what would go nicely with that dish. But then I said, hey, I want to try something off menu, a little different. And he came up with a great suggestion, and it was awesome. So, when you're doing a dining experience like that, take advantage of engaging with the server or the sommelier or the manager, whoever may be around, um, and educate yourself and get a little involved in the meal and learn something because it was incredible. Highly recommend.
Good deal, good deal. And so when you come into Jumbo House, it's crazy. You come in and you have to go downstairs to get to the restaurant, right? So, but it's various tiers of floors. It's crazy because how they do it, which shows you engineering at its finest. But you come in, and of course, I always love Jumbo House during Christmas time. The tree is phenomenal, right? It is just beautiful. It's funny. We stayed there, Katie and I, for marathon weekend last year. And we went in the first day because we went there a little early, and the tree was up. And we went in like 2 days later, and just walking out at what 3 in the morning to go catch the bus, and the tree was down. So overnight they just took it down, right? I mean, this huge tree, overnight they just whoop, took it down. So, but it is awesome. But you go in, you go downstairs, and you'll see Jico. In fact, it's right by Bowman, right? So it's like one little big area, and you can go to each one.
And Boma's great too. And I mean, I've been to Boma. I've only been to Boma once, but I've thoroughly enjoyed it.
Oh, so Bowman is the buffet, right? Still African dishes, inspired dishes, lively atmosphere. It's also a character dining experience, right? So great for the kids. Yeah.
Yes.
Select times they do character dining. Just select times, not all the time. But select.
I did not know.
Yeah. So yeah. Also, if you go outside and go around the corner, you can go to Myra, which is the quick service, and I love Myra.
So good. I think both of the resorts, Jambo and Kadani, the theming, the immersiveness, everything is so incredible. But even the quick service meals have some options of food that's just different. They have your chicken fingers and your burgers. You don't have to worry about that. But if you want something a little bit different, they've got that too. Lindsay and I both had a fantastic lunch there. She got a shrimp dish and I got a vegetarian stew salad type of thing. I don't know what it was, but it was really yummy. So highly recommend.
Hey, and guess what? 2 words when you're at Myra: zebra domes. You want a dessert, grab you some zebra domes. You will not be disappointed. And if you want to lounge, there's a Tambu Lounge there as well, right? So you can go there and get some. It's good for drinks and small bites in the evening if you don't want nothing big, or if the line is too long. I would definitely suggest getting reservations at Jico and Boma. You just will, because sometimes, especially, it depends. It is. It's. I always said, Disney resorts, where are different from the parks, have some really good restaurants, but to me, the best place for just food, if you're looking at a resort itself, to me, is Animal Kingdom Lodge. It just is.
Yeah.
Like I said, I may be a little biased because it's my resort, but to me, it's great.
Are we only talking about Jambo right now?
Well, right now, but if you have anything to say about Jambo, if not, but it can't look.
Well, we are all the dining, because if we're talking about all dining, we can't leave out Sanaa.
Yeah. So look, but before we go over there, because hey, I love where you're going.
Okay.
We are fair, so we have to say something that we have to give some people some pause as well. So if you had to think about Jambo, what is something that you say? This is one knock on it.
Well, it's big, right? And I think that could be. And then some people say, well, if you don't stay in a Savannah view, it's not worth it. I actually don't agree with that. We have never stayed Savannah view there because the price point, but we've had amazing experiences because there's so many nooks and crannies and places to view that I can take my coffee and walk down to an overlook and sit there. And typically I'm the only person there. And it's like the gigantic, huge balcony all to myself, and I can watch the animals. So it's not private. It's not my own private view, but people say like, oh, if you don't get a Savannah view, it's not worth it. I don't agree with that at all. So I think anywhere there is a good view, but it can be a long walk to the lobby.
It can be, and I will say this. So I'm glad you mentioned the overlook, because I think that's something that a lot of people, to your point, right? I mean, it's a big resort, so not every room has a Savannah view. You can get it, but of course you'll have to kind of pay for it. But there are some rooms that are kind of Savannah adjacent, just a little, right? So they may have something in the way that it can't be a full Savannah view, but still. And usually I reserve those rooms and I'll get it. And even for the last, like I said, for Dopey, we stayed there 2 years in a row, right? So for the Dopey this time, we had animals, like even though we were in a kind of like a cutoff piece, it's still, technically it wasn't a Savannah, but we were basically on the Savannah. And we just had these ostriches that would just hang around, walking around all day, like in this corner section. And one day they had a giraffe just like roaming through there. So every now and then you can, and my suggestion is that you just do your research. There are a lot of research online. Find some of those rooms that are kind of close to or adjacent that you can't really call it a Savannah view, and you can request that room. And if you're lucky and you're fortunate and the odds in your favor, you'll get it.
Now, while we're on the subject of rooms, if I may take a little left turn here,
Mm-hmm.
one of the things that I find really interesting at Animal Kingdom Lodge, they have two of the most interesting rooms available. They have the value rooms for DVC, and I'll let you talk about that a little bit more since it's your home resort. But they also have club level at Animal Kingdom Lodge. And not all resorts have that. And I think if you play your cards correctly, staying club level at Walt Disney World could be a really good value. And now, give me a minute here to explain. Most club levels offer meals of some sort, or maybe an adult beverage or two, or just some sort of, a candy or snacks or desserts or something like that. If you really plan your time around that, you can really take advantage of. I mean, I don't think you're gonna have like a, filet mignon or anything, but I think you could have enough snack type things that you could replace a meal or two by
Mm-hmm.
staying club level. So I've always found that intriguing. I've never stayed club level at Animal Kingdom Lodge. Have you, Lonnie?
I have not, but it's funny because those book up pretty fast, just like the value rooms. And to your point, the reason it does is because you can. I mean, there are breakfasts there, right? So there are breakfast items, and then there's in the afternoon. Of course, throughout the day they kind of put different things out there, but in the afternoon and at dinner time, there's kind of like heavy hors d'oeuvres, right? So to your point, if you factor in meals and some of the things you can do at the resort, because I think Animal Kingdom Lodge is one of those resorts that you can actually go and do like a staycation because there's so many things to do, right? You can eat, you can go watch the savannah, there are always activities. There are cast members that are, do different things throughout the day. You can do scavenger hunts. I mean, a lot of things that are, and we don't say this a lot, but free at Disney. Now, look, if you want to pay a couple of dollars, there's like night watching where you can watch the animals at night when you get the glasses where you can see. So I mean, there are so many things that you can do at that resort that you actually can just go and be like, I'm just going to hang out here.
Uh, Without a doubt. Couple of things about Animal Kingdom Lodge. I find the cast members there to be, they really want to talk to you and engage with you. So they're not just there to give you your key and send you on your way, and you only come downstairs if there's a problem or an issue. They really want to. A lot of them are from a region in Africa, and they want to talk to you about it. Or if you're interested, they're not going to stop you and be like, "You can't go to the park because I have to talk to you." But that if you want to learn about it, they're going to engage with you and teach you some things and talk to you. And it's a really great opportunity to learn about maybe some place in the world you've never been. And for me, it's a high on my list of places where I want to go. So every time I'm there, I make it a point to talk to some of the cast members, and they're kind of sprinkled around different parts of the resort. There's some that are out more like park ranger type people who are out in the savannas. Then there's people inside who do some crafts. Then there's other people who maybe buy a cultural art piece, or and there's people up at the very front where the map is at the center. So I agree with you, Lonnie. It's a great place where you can spend a full day. The scavenger hunt there is super fun, a little challenging too, but super fun. Yeah, I could do multiple days at Animal Kingdom Lodge and never go to a park and be totally happy.
Yeah, I totally agree. Now, speaking of that though, to your point, I've never stayed at a value room either, because usually they book up because you can have those as little as 7 points a night some nights,
Crazy.
which is crazy, right? So they're kind of hard to get as well. And I know Disney is looking at some things. I've heard stories of how they're trying to balance that out. Of course, we talked about the DVC. Now the rules in regards to some people using it as a commercial renting thing that they do, and we don't condone that, and we don't And we don't do it because heck, I don't have enough points. But you know, hopefully with them cracking back on some of those things, that we may be able to maybe get one of those value rooms. I mean, I do know one of the lizards that have gotten one of those rooms, and he said it's pretty good, right by the lobby. And to your point, it is a big resort, so you can find yourself walking a good little bit.
Well, so I know we've been talking about Jumbo, but Lindsay and I got really, really lucky when we stayed at Kidani most recently. We were right above the Timon elevator,
Oh,
about 4 doors down, which was almost directly by the bus pickup. So we could almost look out our balcony to see if a bus was pulling up and make it down there in time to catch the bus. So
let me
our
tell
room,
you something. You should have bought a lottery ticket because you were lucky.
yeah.
I know people that are still walking down the hallway at Kadani right now, right? I mean, literally, that place is so long. You know, I tell a story when I brought my grandson there for the first time, and he was 2.5, his first time at Disney. And he just would run down the halls and run down. People just, everybody's nice. They just get on the side, and the cast members, would say, "Look at him go!" And he was running. And I said to my wife, I said, "He'll be 18 by the time he gets to the end of this hall." It's a long haul. I mean, it really is, right? But speaking of Kadani, DVC, now look, as grand as Jumbo's lobby is, Kadani is not, because it's the DVC property, right? So, if you want to get the big Christmas tree and all that, go to Jumbo. If you want something more small and quaint in regards to lobby size, you want to look at Kadani. Now, thing about Kadani, though, the main dining option there, Sanaa, which is on a Savannah, and it's signature dining. And let me just say something. It has, African inspired with Indian influences. It's great for a sit down meal. It, like I said, it often includes views of the savannah because those back glasses are there, so you can watch animals come up to the window while you're eating, which is kind of odd because I'm eating and this animal. But that's just me. But
Yeah, that's why I feel like I only have to order a vegetarian meal when I'm there, because
do it in the bread service. You got to get the bread service if you at Sanaa. It's a must.
Although I just heard the other day, you can do an a la carte with the bread service. So let's say you don't want all, what are they, 9, 12?
Well, there are a couple of secret sauces that you have to ask for.
Yeah, well, however many there are. But
Mhm.
let's say you don't want all, and sometimes if it's just you or maybe you and another person, that's a lot of bread and a lot of dips. And if you want something, a meal too. So anyway, I just heard the other day that you can get a la carte, you can get like a bread with like maybe 2 dips or something. So,
Oh,
if you're by yourself and you think, well, I can't eat all this, you can get a little bit of a la carte option. So I didn't know that. That was a good
yeah.
tip I just picked up.
And I can give you this tip that like we went there one time, didn't have a reservation. It was they said, oh, it'll be about an hour. And I was like, well, what about the bar? It's like, oh, you can go sit in the bar. You get the same menu at the bar. Now, you don't get a view of the savannah, but there's still tables in the bar, and they serve the exact same thing. And so we just strolled right in. Literally, people were waiting. It was packed down there. We went straight to the bar, sat at a 4-topper, and just got the bread service, got a couple of, individual things, some small plates, and a couple of drinks, and just kind of enjoyed our evening there when we were staying there. It was raining outside. We were back at the resort. Hey, you couldn't go wrong with that.
Yeah, that's a tip for a lot of the nicer restaurants at Disney. Check to see if they have a bar, and if they do, like Topolino's bar, almost always empty, and you can get in there and you can get anything on the menu. So always good to check the bar. But I think, to me, if I was going to bring somebody who has never been to Walt Disney World and thought it was all cartoons and kids and fairies and princesses and thought it was just that's not for me, I would absolutely positively take them to Animal Kingdom Lodge and either treat them to a dinner at Sanaa where they can see the savannah, or dinner at Chico. And I think their entire opinion about Walt Disney World would change, because both of the resorts, both Jambo and Kidani, are so incredibly immersive that you forget that you are in Florida. and
Yeah.
and I think and to me it's got almost an upscale elegance, but not that it's not kid friendly. Kids can absolutely be there.
Mhm.
It's not Grand Floridian, that type of elegance. It's a warm and inviting elegance though, but it's very classy, I feel like. So I would absolutely, if I had someone who was like, ugh, poo poo on Disney. As a matter of fact, my one of the people that I worked for, he and his wife had he got a work trip to Walt Disney World, and they were supposed to be at Beach Club, but that's when there was construction, and they put them
Mhm.
over at Animal Kingdom Lodge. And I said, "Oh, I think that's the best thing for you too. I think you're going to love Animal Kingdom Lodge more than Beach Club anyway, because I just think it's more refined. I think you're going to really like it over there." So in Jumbo House, they have Victoria Falls Lounge, which is located upstairs from Boma Restaurant. It's an intimate upscale lounge that offers South African wine, specialty cocktails, and light appetizers. That is, my friends, a great bar. I really do like Victoria Falls Lounge.
Yeah, very good point. Love it as well. Been there, love it. But there's what I don't love about it. The only thing I don't love about it is, well, okay, if we're gonna get just totally, and we just say, okay, what's one thing about Kadani? And I think it falls into the same category as Jumbo, and that is the distance from every park except Animal Kingdom. Now, if you're gonna go hang out at Animal Kingdom, that's the resort to be at, right? But if you're going hanging out the other ones, just plan accordingly.
Mhm.
Now, the benefit though, as well, if you're going for like a race weekend, it's very quiet over there.
Yeah, well, that's one of the
Mhm.
things I consider to be a plus. Is not
Mhm.
only you know, it's a relaxed environment. It's not that it to me, it's the polar opposite of being inside the Polynesian lobby. The
Oh
Polynesian
no, night and day.
chaos, people running. I mean, it's not bad. It's just a lot. There's just a lot happening. This is very chill and relax, and I don't know. It's just got a very relaxed feeling to it that is I really enjoy. I mean, what's not to enjoy about it? But and I've been saying this for forever. If they built a Skyliner from Animal Kingdom Lodge to Animal Kingdom Park, game changer,
Oh yeah,
be lights out.
it,
Because
it would be. And I've been asking for that. Of course, Disney not listening to me on purpose, but
that
if they had that, that would be perfect.
or some path, and I get probably they don't have a path because you're probably walking through, you know, animal sanctuary area, and you
Oh yeah,
probably don't want to be eaten by a lion. But they've got to come up. They could fence the humans in, right? Like you could build a fence around where, like kind of like in an aquarium where you walk through and the sharks are swimming on top of you, but something like that. Like they could come up with something. I just think sometimes it's frustrating. Like you're right there by Animal Kingdom, but you can't get there that quickly because you have to
yeah,
wait for the storm bus. So I think that would be one major huge improvement that they could make that um, would be easy. I just
yeah.
think it'd be easy.
Oh yeah, I agree with you wholeheartedly. That would change it. It'll make it a game changer.
Yeah.
But hey, when we were there for marathon weekend, and of course, usually the first what Wednesday, Thursday, yeah, first Wednesday, we always do Animal Kingdom first. And
Mhm.
I like that because it took me like no time to get there. Right. So I just grabbed the bus and I'm there because we're literally right there. Right. So yeah, I kind of like it. Like, so if you look at it, and that's the negative, right? We said the negative is it's kind of far, but it turns into a positive if you're trying to get some rest, right? So that can be kind of like a double. Some of the things that I think is really, really good. It's like I said, Savannah views, and you have real wildlife, right? You're not dealing with, animatronics. These are real animals. Immersive theming, you talked about that, right? I mean, just the people, the cast members there are from different countries in Africa, and they're there, and they can just really sharing their history and just talking to them. You just love it. It's a great resort downtime experience, right? So if you want to really just come down and relax, the dining feels more distinctive, and you have multiple accommodations. Like I said, you have, you know, studios, 1 bedrooms, 2 bedrooms, 3 bedrooms. and hotel rooms, right? And the access to Animal Kingdom Lodge. Animal Kingdom, not the lodge, regular Animal Kingdom Park.
And
So
we didn't
with
talk
all
about
that, it's a win.
well, we haven't even talked about the pools yet. They've got
What?
great pools at Animal Kingdom. And a great slide. I still like this is one of my I still like this slide a lot. So there's a big pool at Jumbo. There's a little bit of a smaller pool over at Kidani. Both are actually great though. I like both these pools a lot.
Splash pad over at Kidani as well, which is pretty cool for the kids. But yeah, you're right. And the pool bars are really good as well.
Yeah. I feel like Animal Kingdom Lodge, both properties, Jumbo and Kidani together. Well, first of all, that's another cool thing. You kind of get a 2-for-1 special. You get 2 resorts for the price of 1. But I mean, it is kind of neat. You can bounce back and forth. And a tip for everyone that I didn't know until this last trip, they actually have a shuttle bus that will run you from one property to the next. So that's pretty cool. So.
And wait for the shuttle. You can walk it, but you don't want to walk it. Just wait for the shuttle. And it's not the big bus. It's a shuttle.
Yeah. We walked it a couple of times, and then we were having dinner at Jico, and it was raining that night, so we definitely took the shuttle. So glad to take it.
Jodie likes to walk. She likes to run. Me, I'm kind of limiting my steps because I know I'm going to have to step down that hall to get to the end.
Well, remember, our room was right there by the bus stop, so it was easy for us.
You're good. You can do it from there. Anything else I'm missing, Jodie B?
I just think the general ambiance, the feel of it all, the relaxation, clearly the animals, you're just walking around and you're like, there's a giraffe, there's an ostrich, there's a, whatever it may be.
Zebra.
It's just, that's not outside my house. I see somebody walking their dog, but that's about it. So bunny rabbits, lots of bunny rabbits right now and squirrels. But I don't know. It's just I think a lot of times people are hesitant to book here, whether on cash or DVC points or renting DVC points, because they think, oh, it's so far out there. Listen, Lindsay and I had great transportation. We didn't have a problem at all. The buses ran smoothly. There were sometimes we were the only people on the bus, and it was great. I have no qualms about the transportation there.
Yeah. And look, and if you rent a car, Jumbo has like this undercover parking, which is pretty cool. And if not, hey, the crazy thing about it is that you come out of Jumbo or just out of Animal Kingdom Lodge altogether, you're like 5 minutes away from like a Chick-fil-A. It's the craziest thing, right? It's like right there. You just take a couple of turns and you're like, oh, civilization. And it's something that they tuck it in with that, right? So it's an awesome experience.
Yeah, I absolutely agree. I think people should absolutely put it on their list. If you haven't had a chance to stay there, I would recommend it. It's pretty special and very unique. Very unique.
Yeah. Now it is considered a deluxe resort. I think Jodie mentioned that. So for cash, it may be on a little upper end, but still, I think it's worth it for what you get.
But they often are available where some of the other deluxe resorts don't come, they're excluded from some of the discounts that are available. When we stayed there on cash, that's why we did, because it was available as one of the, this is like 10 years ago, so I forget which, discount they were offering. And our room was super cool then. The kids had bunk beds. That was, I've never seen a room like that. They loved it. They loved those bunk beds.
I'm going to tell you, the 2-bedrooms are so big. Number one, the 2-bedrooms have 3 bathrooms.
Oh my goodness. Really?
So, yeah, that's a full one when you first walk in. Then it's the kitchen, and of course you have the den, and then you have, one bathroom on the other side in where the king size bed is, and in the other room with the 2 twins, there's was a little bit big, probably 2 fulls. There's another bathroom. So literally it's 3 bathrooms in this 2-bedroom. And of course, it's, you have your washer and dryer and all that kind of good stuff, full size refrigerator and all the great stuff from being over there. And it's funny, I actually, and this was years ago, I was playing around on Expedia, and I think they had a room, Animal Kingdom Lodge room in Expedia. It's the craziest thing. Now look, I would go to a travel agent, hit us up. We have some people we could recommend. So if you have, a inkling to try Animal Kingdom Lodge, which we highly recommend, hey, just drop us a message and we'll hook you up with somebody that we know.
That we can do.
Yeah. So Jodie B, I think we covered Animal Kingdom Lodge. I think we're fair, we're concise, we're well balanced. I think we earned our Emmy, we earned our Pulitzer, right?
I think
So,
so.
so now we're going to transition to what all 8 of our listeners say is their favorite part of the show, and that is quacking up with the ducks. Jodie B.
Well, I know we're not quite to Father's Day yet, but it's coming up. So I was just curious. Do you know why a giraffe is such a good father?
Why a giraffe is such a good father? No, I don't know.
Because he is someone you can look up to.
Yes, you can. That is a good one. That is a good
See,
one.
there's that Father's Day and Animal Kingdom Lodge merged joke. I mean, I tried.
I mean, Jodie B, once again, as always, you bought it. You bought it, right?
I tried.
Well, I don't think I can follow that up, but I can tell you,
Well, you can. You can.
no. So I tell you, every morning for the last month, I announce to my family that I'm going jogging, but then I never go. At this point, it's basically a running joke.
Oh.
I hate running. Jodie B,
Yes, sir.
I hope you enjoyed it. I hope this show helped some of our listeners if they're trying to decide should they venture forward and just get a room at Animal Kingdom Lodge. And hopefully, guys, you like this series because we're going to dive into some of the other resorts. And then we'll go back and forth because I really enjoyed it, right? I've learned some more things as I'm doing some research about the resort that I didn't even know. I was like, hey, that's something, and I stay there all the time.
I know.
So you can teach old dogs new tricks.
Who knew? Or old ducks. You can teach old ducks new
You
tricks.
can teach old ducks new tricks. There you go.
There we
All
go.
right. Well, guys, like I said, if you like what you hear, please, on your podcatcher of choice, drop us a review, drop us 5 stars. Also, guys, we mentioned the Facebook group. If please feel free to join us on Facebook at Disney with the Ducks or at Disney with the Ducks on Instagram. If you'd like to see some of our pictures and things of that nature, join us on the socials. We'd love to have you there. And with that, I think we are done for today. Jodie B, can you take us out?
As John always says, Quaharini.
Peace out, everybody. We are a news source, right? Fair and unbalanced. I mean, we should get an Emmy or a Pulitzer or something.
I mean,
we give people the news they need.
We should get, what's the other things? I just heard who was on an EGOT. We should get an EGOT, all of them. Emmy, Grammy, Oscar, and Tony. We're that good.
Cool. Man, let me just tell you something. Tony, I'm on it. Broadway, we doing a show live from
This is Broadway. A show. It's the Lonnie and Jodie show.
Dancing, the ducks doing all kind of stuff.
Yeah. It's the Lonnie and Jodie show. It is a show. It's a Broadway show.